Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm starting up a new segment tonight. Recently I realized I have an addiction. Not proud of it. Ladies and gentlemen, I am a DVD collector. I mean, it started small. Figured get a movie here, TV show there. Just checked recently. Over 300. 300 of these things! No, those aren't books! They should be! But that's why I started this series. Basically, this is therapy for me. I'm going to try and justify each and every one of these, as penance for actually getting them in the first place. And hopefully, share them for the good of somebody else. We'll share them in a non-copyright breaking way. And hopefully, start a dialogue here with other possible addicts out there. I know I'm not the only one, And, so that we can both get through this together. So, since this is the first episode, I decided to go back to the start. This here, Woodstock. The very first DVD I ever bought. I figured, okay, I have the album. Great album. The 4-disc thing, oh man, great listen. And I'd never seen the movie version before. And this here is actually the director's cut, which is, oh my gosh, this thing is 225 minutes, nearly 4 hours. I figured, I'm never going to be able to see this any other way. Video stores back then hardly had any DVDs. This was something you're never going to see on TV because it's the ridiculously long cut. So I, went online and I bought it. And this is back in the days when they were still using the snap cases here. Here's a crappy piece of cardboard. It snaps open. And this is actually a flipper disc, which means it's got stuff on both sides. And instead of putting it on 2 discs, they just threw it onto one and say, hey, just take it out of your DVD player and flip it right over and put it back in again halfway through. So, and I was happy with it. It's a fun watch, great movie. Seminal documentary on music. And so I was fine for a while. Then, I picked up this one. Manchurian Candidate. Oh man, this is on the all-time list, okay? So I figured I had to get this. Oh man, proving that Sinatra can act, among many other things. It's a fun movie. It's an exciting movie. Great dialogue. They don't write stuff like this anymore. And I just felt like I could watch it again and again. And I did. So that was fine until they came out with this edition of it, which I got a bunch of years later, long after the disease had well set in. And it is one of the cases of what we in the DVD collecting community call the double dip, where they release one and realize that they're not making as much money as they used to off of it because everybody who wants one already has one. So they create a few extra features that they throw on it, and they release it again, with a better transfer in this case, and say, hey, all you schmucks, go out and buy it again. And we do! We are suckers, oh man. But that clearly was just the beginning of a very, very long trip, which I hope to make as interesting as possible as I go through this entire wall, this very big wall that will someday crush me, and bring you along for the ride. So stay tuned. It's going to be a hell of a trip.